Hey man, what it is? This is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go the Cash App, $Deem by any means. There go the PayPal, at Deem by any means. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated. Y'all got some bad news to report. I've been seeing it all over Twitter and on the internet. They are saying Terrence Crawford versus Madrimov lost 10 mil. Not one, not two, not three, 10 M's. Wow. And all I can say is, what's the excuses now, y'all? The fight flopped again. Now this is the without Errol Spence, every pay-per-view Terrence Crawford has had has flopped. And then y'all make excuses saying that he want big money. Y'all give every excuse to not fight Jaron Ennis. I need to know what's the excuse now, because I'm pretty sure that his biggest money fight that's on the table right now is Jaron Ennis. Can't none of y'all convince me that him versus Jaron Ennis wouldn't have did better than that, especially on the East Coast. Especially on the East Coast. Why? Because that's where most black people live at. That's one. Number two is Terrence Crawford is very popular. A lot of people love Terrence Crawford, including myself, but they also love Jaron Ennis too. It's just amazing to me that all the excuses that Terrence Crawford fans was using to not fight Jaron Ennis is just all backfiring now. It's all backfiring. And then now y'all talking about him unifying, but turkialalshikh is making that very hard for him to do because he keeps trying to go to war with PBC. The problem with doing that, all of the belts, all the rest of the belts are with PBC. That is an issue. Besides, I think the IBF belt. But if you know what I mean? So it's like, but they're going to do something to go get that belt. They talking about Tim Tszyu grabbing that belt. So listen, man. Those other fights, Fundora, Tim Tszyu, if Madrimov didn't do well, them other fights aren't going to do well. Neither. Tim Tszyu or Sebastian Fundora are not bigger names than Jaron Ennis. Not from casual boxing fans or hardcore boxing fans. I need to know what's the excuse now, man. What is the excuse? And then y'all talking about he's trying to go undisputed and all that. Well, the problem with that is that his promoter is going to war with the other promoter that has all the rest of the belts. So guess what they're going to do? They're going to unify with each other before they do it with you. So what is Terrence Crawford going to do? Have to wait till he's 40 to become undisputed? Wait till he's 39? Because it ain't going to happen this year. And there's no guarantee it's going to happen next year. So I need to know when Crawford said, Canelo already said no. Canelo already said no to the fight. Him and Turkey beefing. So that's off the table. And plus, Terrence Crawford can't win that fight. But now, what is Terrence Crawford's biggest fight on the table right now, today? Y'all all know what the answer to that is. Terrence Crawford said no to Errol Spence. So y'all can't say, Terrence Crawford fans can't get up there and be like, well, damn, Errol Spence. Well, the problem with that is Terrence Crawford said that he don't want that fight. That's the problem with that. So let's remove Errol Spence. We don't even know what Errol Spence is doing, how Errol Spence is going to look. We don't know none of that. Sebastian Fundora is either going to drop the belt or unify with somebody else, but he's not fighting Terrence Crawford right now. So that's not even a fight that's on the table. You got Virgil Ortiz, but Virgil Ortiz is trying to get belts. And I don't think that Virgil wants to take Terrence Crawford right now, to be honest. So I asked y'all, what's the best fight for him right now that would generate him the most money? Y'all all know who that is. Y'all all know who that is. And he just lost 10 mil. People ain't going to continue to be putting bread into this man and doing all this. Turkialalshikh could say whatever he wants to say. He could say whatever he wants to say. But at the end of the day, I know that he don't want to lose that 10 mil. At the end of the day, I know he don't want to lose that 10 mil, man. And I hate to report that $10 million is a lot, y'all. $10 million is probably like, I don't know, that's probably half the gate right there. See, that's what happens when you market them tickets and y'all was talking about it sold out, man. I was watching it. People, it was empty in there. I was watching it, man. You're not going to sit up there and tell me it was all these people in there and they wasn't competent tickets. Everybody was saying, Deem, I'm a hater. I was telling people before this fight not going to do well. If he don't do as well, as Jaron Ennis did in LA, or even come close to what Jaron Ennis did in Philadelphia with a less stacked undercard. I don't want to hear nothing after that. No excuses about why this fight should not happen. It is his biggest money fight. It is his biggest legacy fight. He can't even force to get the other belts right now. They don't even want to do business with him. So y'all keep throwing stuff out there that you're not sure of. One thing I am sure of, he could fight Jaron Ennis. And then this is my other thing. Then can Terence Crawford please drop the belts? What is he still holding on to these belts at 147 for? If y'all want me to stop bringing up Jaron Ennis, can you please tell Terence Crawford to drop the belts, please? Can he please do what Devin Haney did? Can he please drop the belts? He already has a belt at 154. He don't need to be holding up a whole nother division that y'all keep saying he's not going to come back to. So then why do he still got the belts? He's not selling, y'all. I didn't make up this report. I didn't tell them to check the live gate. I didn't tell them to do any of this. I just felt it coming because everybody was on Twitter talking about they sold out. And I was trying to tell these idiotic Earthmen, that the day before the fight or the day of the fight, they're going to take it all off of the internet where you can't buy it. You got to do walk-up tickets or whatever. They do that with every fight, man. Y'all keep saying y'all want the best to fight the best, but don't want to see the best two fighters fight from the 147 to 154 division. I don't understand it at all. Why don't you want? If you want Terence Crawford to make his bag, he would get the biggest money right now for fighting Jaron Ennis over anybody else he's got available to him. He will, Brody. He will. There is nothing else to talk about that. If you put that fight in Madison Square Garden or in Philadelphia or Barclays or whatever, it's going to sell out. You ain't got to worry about losing money on this one. The whole East Coast going to come just to support Jaron Ennis. He had 15,000 people in there for him. I believe that Terence Crawford could bring another 5,000 to 6,000, 7,000 people easily. Easily. And he's going to be the A side. He's going to get the bigger percentage, Terence Crawford-wise. It's going to be on pay-per-view. It's going to be all the celebrities, and everybody is going to be in attendance. I can promise you that. Now, if y'all just saying, Dean, he too old, we don't want him, that's too much of a risk, but don't talk about the reward no more. If you're going to say that Jaron Ennis is a risk, I agree with you. He's a big risk. But when y'all was sitting up there talking about the reward part, that's where you got me at, because that's not true. Jaron Ennis did 15,000 people by himself with a less than stellar undercard. By himself in my hometown. I was ringside. I watched it. I was in the building. Terence Crawford lost $10 million in LA. If this is true. But I believe it's true because halfway through the card, I can personally see all the seats was empty. So unless y'all telling me, and then they be like, well, Dean, they was out there chilling until the Terence Crawford fight. That's the problem. That's how I know they comp tickets. Because only people that comp tickets and got them discounted or basically for free, yeah, they don't mind doing that. The people that paid their hard-earned money is going to be in a building. They're not going to want to miss Andy Cruz, David Morrell, and all of those people that y'all was saying is the best card ever. Remember, y'all was saying this is the best card ever in boxing, and it lost money. How can Terence Crawford be the star that y'all was saying? Terence Crawford is the second best fighter of my lifetime. I think he's better than Winky Wright, better than Pacquiao, better than De La Hoya, Trinidad, Bernard Hopkins, you name him. He's better than them. He's the second best fighter of my lifetime. I think a lot of guys that are fighting now got a chance to surpass him. But at this current moment, Terence Crawford is the second best fighter of my lifetime because I don't know who I would put over him besides Floyd Mayweather. I wouldn't put Canelo over him because y'all know them PEDs. You hear what I'm saying? Even though Crawford's with snack, he ain't never popped dirty for nothing. So there's only so much I can hold him accountable for what's going on. But what I can hold him accountable for, he said he want to make the most money. That's what Terence Crawford said. There is not a bigger fight for him right now than Jaron Ennis, and y'all can't even deny it no more. I've been made a video. If Terence Crawford does anything close to what Jaron Ennis did, y'all owe Jaron Ennis an apology. because y'all said he too much risk versus reward. Well, a risk, definitely. Reward, I'm not so sure about. Actually, I think he's the best reward right now. And that fight, I give him the most credit. Because especially y'all, if he can't unify his next fight, then if you can't unify, then that means you got to, then what are you going to do? If you're not unifying the next fight and they're going to unify with each other, then what would you do? Who is he going to fight? Y'all kept talking about Canelo. Canelo is not available. Canelo said no. Simple as that. Tell me who's left. Well, Dean, he could fight Sebastian Fundora. No, that's not no guarantee. The PBC is going to go the other route. They're going to try to unify the other belt, not the one with Terence Crawford. They're not going to do Terence Crawford no favors. And you got turkialalshikh out here talking crazy. That's not how business works. So again, who is he going to fight in the meantime, in between time? Virgil Ortiz is trying to go the other route to get that other belt. Again, who is he going to fight? But Virgil Ortiz is not a bigger fight than Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis said he'd come up to 154 to fight Terence Crawford. If y'all scared, just say y'all scared. If y'all scared, just say y'all scared. But at the end of the day, man, that's not good. It's not good for boxing. Y'all keep talking about Turkey and all this money. Let me tell you something about people with money. They don't like losing money. Don't nobody like losing $10 million on something they invest in. I could promise you that. I could guarantee you that. I guarantee you turkialalshikh thought this fight was going to do profit. That's why he put so much behind it. That's why he stacked the undercard the way he did. He didn't think it would lose $10 million. So we're going to see how things going to go moving forward. Terence Crawford, the second best fighter of my lifetime, and he's not a star. That's a travesty. Terence Crawford is the second best fighter of my lifetime, and then he's not a star. That's a travesty, man. Y'all already know what this is, though, right? Dean, by any means. And I'll holla at y'all.